What's going on, APUSH people? We are back with video number 5, Learning Objective E from Period 1. This one will ask you to explain how the growth of the Spanish Empire in North America shaped the development of social and economic structures over time. Let's start off with another APUSH test tip. This topic covers the structure of the Spanish Empire in the Americas. This will be important to know for the next unit when you will be expected to compare and contrast the Spanish Empire with other European empires. Make sure you can explain the major characteristics of the Spanish Empire. Guys, I cannot stress enough for Unit 2. Short answer, essays. I've seen them on comparing and contrasting Spanish empires with English or French. So make sure you are able to describe in detail characteristics of the Spanish Empire in the Americas. All right, so let's talk about the growth of the Spanish Empire. We have Spanish conquistadors. Hernan Cortez conquered Mexico in 1519, and a short time later, Francisco Pizarro will conquer Peru, the Incas in Peru, in 1521. Spain quickly conquered much of present-day Latin America during this time period due to mostly disease, smallpox that we've talked about in previous videos. In the Treaty of Tordesillas from 1494, this will actually divide the New World between Spain and Portugal, at least Latin America. And this will give much of Latin America to Spain. Essentially, Portugal will just get Brazil, and that's why in Brazil they speak Portuguese, but pretty much everywhere else in Latin America they speak Spanish. And that is why, going back to the Treaty of Tordesillas from 1494. If I'm mispronouncing, I apologize. I've never took Spanish class a day in my life. All right, let's talk about the Encomienda system. Star this, circle it, you must know it. It's very important to understand what this is. This is when Native American labor was marshaled, the curriculum says, and marshaled means to be arranged or assembled on plantations. So this was forced labor for Native Americans, and the goal was to use labor for agriculture and precious metals in mines. I should say precious, not previous. My apologies. So Native Americans would work in fields and agriculture, and they would also work in mines to mine silver and gold. Eventually, the system was replaced by African enslaved labor. That's a key point to the growth of slavery. Speaking of the growth of slavery, Europeans partnered with some West African groups that practiced slavery. They forcibly extracted slave labor for the Americas. And Spanish imported enslaved Africans to labor on plantations and mines. Again, an encomienda system that was established in New Spain. And especially in sugar plantations in the West Indies, where the death rate was incredibly high and enslaved Africans were continually forced to migrate to the West Indies to work on these plantations. And if you have time, I really encourage you to check out this map. It is a link to slate.com that shows every known Middle Passage ship for about 200 years. And it really gives a good illustration of the Middle Passage and the sheer number of enslaved Africans that were sent to the Americas. All right, social structure of Spain. We have a diverse group of individuals, Europeans, Africans, and Native Americans living together. And this is going to develop into a Spanish caste system. And this is going to incorporate these diverse groups and define their position in society. The farther down the caste system an individual was, the less rights and political power they had. And the more European an individual was, the higher up the caste system they were. So the people with the most power were peninsulares. They were people that were born in Spain and came to New Spain. Underneath them were Creoles. These were people of Spanish descent that were born in the colonies. All right, we'll end with a part 2 document analysis. This is a Spanish colonization illustration from 1621. And the point of view of the above image, I'd like you to think about what is the point of view? Is it positive? Is it negative towards the Spanish? I would say it's positive towards Spanish colonization. Spain is Christianizing natives according to this. And specific historical evidence that could be used to challenge the above illustration is the encomienda system and the Spanish caste system. That is not represented in this illustration as some of the negatives of Spanish colonization. All right, guys, look forward to see you back here for video number 6, Objective F, where we will get into this guy, Bartolome de las Casas. I thank you very much for watching. Best of luck on all your exams, especially the one in May.